Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. I couldn't sleep last night, so I got up about 4:30 this morning, turned on the TV, and guess what was on? Petticoat Junction. That old 460 wood burner was smoking down the tracks. Charlie and Floyd had her going. And you know what? It prompted me to get out and make a video.
Along came the F-50, the swiftest on the line, running o'er the thin old road, just 20 minutes behind, running into Seville headquarters on the line, receiving their strict orders from a station just behind. George's mother came to him with a bucket on her arm, saying, "My darling son, be careful how you run, for many a man has lost his life in trying to make lost time, and if you run your engine right, you'll get there just on time." Up the road she darted, against the rocks she crushed. Upside down the engine turned, and George's friend did smash. His head was against the
Yep, Sam was thirsty. There's what we're paying right now. We're at an Extra Mart, don't tell stewards. There's the moon up in the sky, right there. Get out of that street light. We're on Route 23 here, in between Hillsdale and Hudson, New York. Right along here in this stretch. Right along here is the Harlem division of the New York Central. That way there is east. Sun will be coming up soon. And the New York Central Harlem division plays a very important role in the filming that we're going to do today, because people came up from New York City on that New York Central Harlem division, and they come up to Hillsdale and they kind of banged a left and they went west and they ended up in Chatham, New York. And that's where we're going right now. We're going to Chatham. It's 12 degrees out. Yep, here we are in Chatham. And we've hit the end of the line. Western Cullen bumping post. That way is south and west toward Hudson. And these lines go on up into the Chatham Center to the station. We just came in from that road over there off the Taconic Parkway, and this is the first thing we hit. This is the old, I believe, Hudson and Berkshire line. Yep. $7 a.m. here in Chatham. We just had the clock tower and the beautiful bell announce that. Here's the moon. Here's the beautiful Chatham station. Chatham, New York served the New York Central, the Boston and Albany, and the Rutland. The Harlem division of the New York Central came here. The Boston and Albany, of course, came from Selkirk over Castleton Bridge and proceeded out to Boston. And the Rutland ended here or originated here, whichever way you were going. This station is now a happy bank. Bank happy. Who would ever bank sad unless you have no money? most of us. Well, there it is. That's I guess you could call this Union Station, because I do think it served 2 out of the 3 railroads. Okay, let's head up. All right, we came a little bit north on 66. We're still in the village of Chatham. Got a beautiful stone arch bridge down there, but more importantly, going in the proper direction, going north towards Old Chatham, are these beautiful stone abutments that are left where the Chatham Division Rutland must have crossed this waterway. Look at that. And that. Oh, isn't that pretty? Goes way down to bedrock. That is a gorgeous abutment. Look at that, kids. That has stood the test of time. There's some drill marks right there. Gorgeous. My goodness. These can only be abutments for the rail. That's the bed up there. So we're going up Old 66 here, and we're going to go up towards Old Chatham. My trusty steed Sam awaits. Here we go. Stone abutments are right there. Came up the hill on Fairview. There's this big NYSEG plant, but we got it. We're on it. Rail bed northeast, heading towards Old Chatham. We got it. Let's go. Sam and I have arrived on the rail bed in Old Chatham. And look, pardon my French, but look what the hell is sitting in this guy's driveway. Number 3. It's so early in the morning and there's no tracks here and there's nobody around, and oh my God, I want to walk up and touch that. It's a 440. It's got to be real. It's real. I'm telling you. Anyway, look what else we got. The depot is still left here in Old Chatham. I can't believe what's sitting in that guy's driveway. That is just incredible. There's the bed. You can see it. Beautiful. It's a power line right of way right now. Oh, it's a private home. Old Chatham. Folks, if you own this home and you're watching this video, thank you for allowing me to film your house. Boy, I just can't believe that. I have got to come back here. I have got to get the history on why that's sitting there. Oh man. Anybody watching this video before I get a chance to get back here, please comment. There was some, probably a siding or two here, perhaps a small yard. Yeah. Whoop. Look at that. That's a tie. You've got to be kidding me. There's still ties here. Oh boy. I feel pretty comfortable going right here. I don't really want to go much farther. But oh my gosh, it says Rutland on it. Alright, we got to find out about this. Wow. So we are here in Old Chatham. This is the town square, literally where 2 or 3 or 4 roads meet. That's the old Chatham Country Store and Cafe. That's the old post office building there. And yeah, it's quite a crossroads. East Chatham's that way, Brainerd's that way. Our depot is right up there and the train is right up there. I just stopped and asked if the young lady here at the post office had any information, and she didn't, but she took my card. Just north of Old Chatham, in between Chatham and Ryder's Mills. There it is. We're basically on, well, we're on Dorland Road, and that's heading towards Ryder's Mills. So they've utilized the corridor of the old Rutland Chatham Division Corkscrew for power lines. This is Dorland Road. That is County Route 13 up there, if you're following along. So we are now on Ryder's Mills Road, and as you can see, that's the bed up there. It drops off, goes down, crosses Ryder's Mill Road, and guess what? There it is. So right here was a trestle on Ryder's Mill Road. Pretty cool stuff. Hey, I like this Rutland Corkscrew so far, but I'll tell you what, Old Chatham, score. There's a train in the driveway. Ryder's Mills Schoolhouse. We must be close to Ryder's Mills. We're on Drown Road and Ryder's Mills Road. Built 1795. It's brick. One-room school was in continuous operation for the next 160 years. Wow. Nothing lasts 160 years anymore. Let's go peek. You know, here at Lost Railbeds, we like to bring you history too, besides just railroad stuff. This is cool stuff that we find. Look at it. There's a his and hers. His and hers privies. Look at that gorgeous building. This is so cool. That little flagpole there is just an old, you know, an old tree that they cut down. A little finial on top. Ryder's Mill School, built in 1795. Imagine going here. This was K through 12 for sure. This building here is new. This little board and batten guy, but Ryder's Mill School, cool. K through 12, kindergartners and seniors, and they were all related, brothers, sisters, cousins, aunts and uncles. Ryder's Mills. All right, we came up 66 from Ryder's Mills. We must have missed the booming metropolis of Ryder's Mills. I think it was right at that intersection where the school was, but we've come up 66 and we've hit Route 20. Route 20 was the Route 66 of the East. The famous Route 66, sorry. Route 20 went east-west, and it was a major commerce road before the interstate systems. So anyway, we are here. We're 17 miles to the left is Albany, 17 miles to the right is Pittsfield. We're going to the right, and our next stop is Brainerd, where I hear tell there's another station existing, and it is also a private home. You think we'll find a train at that one? I don't know. All right, this is Ashley Hill Road here in Brainerd, right here. And we found it. We're on the line. Again, this is a private home. It's early Saturday morning, but I feel if we stay on the road and we really don't make a big deal about it. Oh, he's got an old tractor in the driveway. Nice. This is a musician and complete piano service here. And it's starting to get a little busier out on the roads. I was fortunate enough to have a couple hours of peace and quiet. Tuning, regulation, repair, and restoration. This is the Brainerd station on the Rutland Corkscrew Chatham Division. Oh, and I bet that was an old general store. Got it written all over it. Yep. So that's the bed right there up top, and we'll get you a shot of this end. I'm sure they won't mind. This is a beautiful example of a Rutland station here in Brainerd, New York. Intersection of Route 66 and 20. This is Ashley Hill Road. Again, when I give you these directions and these locations, please try to, as we try to, respect private property. Brainerd. Well, we'll give him a plus because, see, the other guy's got a train, but he's got an old iron wheel tractor. Cool. You know me, whenever I get a chance to grab an old R model on the side of the road, I do. There it is. Yep. And it's got an old Western Star sitting next to it. Well, right down the road from that R model, we hit a B. Old B61 from Patterson, New Jersey, coming home. Looks like it was a single axle. And oh, there's a couple doors on the trailer here. Good to see an old B getting restored. Okay, so heading farther east on 20 toward Route 22. We took a left on Route 9, County Route 9, Town Route 9. This is the bed here, and I'm just giving you a reference that we do still have evidence of it, and it's right here. Now heading east that way, the next highlight we're going to find, hopefully find it, I hope it's still standing, is the Lebanon Center, New Lebanon train station. It's still cold. My lips are still not working. Maybe I need some vodka. Breakfast time. Well, there you go. Corkscrew Rail Trail. We're in New Lebanon. And oh, looky. So it said it's open to the public and it's on private property, but open to the public for use. But there's trespassing signs. But we're not going to hurt anything or touch anything or disturb or disrespect anything, as we always try to do. I just want to document this, the New Lebanon station on the Corkscrew, Chatham Division, Rutland. She's rough, but she's still here. Oh boy, is she rough, but she's still here. You know, my good friends down in Hopewell Junction at the Hopewell Depot Museum, well, they were looking at something just about like this, and look at what they did. Yeah, anything's possible with enough resources and money and commitment and manpower. Yeah, they got cameras up on there. Here we are again, a camera shooting camera. Oh boy, this was just a gorgeous one. Yeah, Rutland Railroad. Still got some corbels up there. Well, look at, there's so many footprints around here. I'm not worried about it. We're not trespassing. We have permission as per that sign. Oh boy. Yeah, this is gonna take a lot of work. But like I've said before, the battle is, she's still here. She's still standing. And what pieces are gone can be replicated and duplicated from copying and mirroring and duplicating them off of pieces that are existing. And look at this. Nice. Well, there you go, folks. New Lebanon, still standing. Let's get back out of here and let's keep moving on up the line. We've been to Chatham, old Chatham, found that engine. I don't know, I've been thinking about that engine. When I had my coffee, I was sitting there thinking about it, and I said, you know, it looks real, but what are the chances of an actual 440 steam engine from that vintage, 100% lettered up Rutland? What are the chances of that thing surviving in that guy's private driveway? I think they're less than what I was first hoping for. We'll find out. When we get home, we'll go on the Google machine and see if we can find any info on it. All right, let's keep moving. Came a little bit farther north of the New Lebanon station, and here's the bed. Station's right down that way, and it crosses this, I believe, Rensselaer County, Columbia County 5A, right there. Yep, Columbia County 5A. We're still in Columbia, and this is the road bed here. This is the rail bed here. Now this brick building, that's got vintage. That quite possibly was some sort of a building built right here on the railroad right away, and there could have been a siding here for some business that was here. Oh look, I don't know. And there's a concrete post over there, probably just to put a chain across. But at any rate, Rutland Railroad roadbed right here. Columbia County Route 5A in New Lebanon. It's just not warming up today. This is Cemetery Road. That's the roadbed right there. That's the railroad corridor. Sam is sitting right on it. This is Route 22, and if you see this Cemetery Road, and what do we got here? Take a quick minute. Samuel J. Tilden, he's buried here. He was the governor from 1874 to 2 years governor. Disputed U.S. presidential election. Known as a reformer. Well, how about that? It was going on back then too. Okay, Sam's on the bed. That's the corridor. We're standing on it, and it's right here. It shoots off that way. So as you're coming north on 22, go past Cemetery Road, it stays on your left. Going north, it's on the left. It's right here in these people's backyards. Let's go. All right, kids, going north on 22 from New Lebanon. Took a left on County Route 28, I believe it was, Wyominok Road. And we came in a little ways, and here we are. We are at the crossing. They do have this listed here. That is southbound. That's southbound right there toward New Lebanon and ultimately Chatham. And we are on the Rutland bed again. So, there you have it. That's just trail information. So, those hills up there to the east, that's Massachusetts. And we're down here in the valley. We're going north. Next stop up should be Steventown. Continuing north on 22 from New Lebanon, past Wyominack, you hit Steventown, and that's where Route 22 and Route 43 merge there. So you take a left on 43 if you're heading north, brings us into Steventown. We are standing on the bed, and oh look, now I hear tell from some readings that I got my hands on that they tore the station down here, the passenger station, in 2011, which is sad. But we do have railroad buildings left. Let's take a peek at them. Okay, so this one back on this side, on the bed side, this had a siding that was right here. Who knows, the rails could still be under there. You see 2 or 3 boxcar doors here. Then on this side, the east side, this is a beautiful building. Private property, no skateboarding and no playground. Okay, a couple more sliding doors there. Big overhang for loading and unloading. Now this could have been got the brick chimney on it. We'll have to look at this building from the perspective of the photograph that we've got. We've got a photograph. I believe that chimney might be in the background of the photograph. We'll have to look when we get back to the office. But this was the rail bed here, and they had a few sidings. They had a turntable here. And we do have a photograph, a black and white, of an oopsie where a train went off the end of the turntable. We'll post that. That's another rail building over there. There's Sam in between. That's a gorgeous one right there. Freight building, could have been part of a GLF mill. That one also, we're not sure. We're walking behind this building. We've got a monument here. I'm sure nobody will mind. Caroline A. Rest her soul. Some more stones in the ground. There's a big bright light in the sky all of a sudden. I seem to recall it. I think it's called the Sun. This is a hotel. This was the Steventown Hotel. We'll have to look this gem up. I bet it's an Airbnb and bed and breakfast now. Quite a few cars here from Connecticut, Montana, Massachusetts, out of towners. And it's a gorgeous building. Gorgeous building. So Steventown was quite the little hub. Yeah, there's a Florida plate. Yeah. Steventown was quite the hub. So this is the bed right here. It goes back where this green mobile home is, and it winds on down towards Wyominack. Good morning. How are you? Good. And this building also had a spur on it. So where you see Sam parked is the main line, and spurs went to that building, went to this building, and it fed into the passenger station. Now, could this door have also had, yes, it did. So what we see here, this concrete leading up to that, it had an elevated rail off of the main line, probably spurred off that way, came in this way, and they were able to chock the wheels and get it up off of this one. And here's a couple more. Maybe I'm barking up the wrong tree, I don't know. This might have been a creamery here. Huh. So what do you suppose that is, guys? It goes up and it curves around and goes right into that door right there. Some sort of an elevator, and it had another one there. So we'll have to look into this. Yep. I'm going to say this building was part of the creamery. That's my guess. So we got part of a creamery, we got a freight house, we got the old Steventown Hotel. Not sure what that may have been called. We'll look into that. We'll post it accordingly from the Google machine. Steventown. I like Steventown. I just wish the passenger station was still here. We've warmed up a little bit. It's now up to about 26, but the wind is biting. That brings us down close to 0. Brr. Let's get back to Sam. Oh yeah, we've got evidence of another foundation right here, and some more footings down there, and some more plate there, another door there, piping, water. Yeah, this was probably part of the creamery. Okay, Steventown. There she is. The right of way crosses this road and it goes that way. What road is this? County Route 31, in between Steventown and North Steventown. Look for the big fish with his mouth open on the mailbox. There's another one coming down. We are here at the Rocky Hill Country Store in Cherry Plain. Stopped in and asked for some directions, and I got some old photographs that I took a picture of. Rocky Hill Country Store, real nice folks here. You're ever traveling up and down Route 22, stop in, grab a sandwich and a hot coffee. I had to get the old iron. Awesome. Let's go. So Cherry Plain is the modern day name of this locale. It was renamed from South Berlin in 1919 to avoid confusing train orders, because you basically had Berlin and Center Berlin, and you used to have South Berlin, so they changed South Berlin to Cherry Plain. How about that? Cool. Uh-oh. We've made it to Berlin. We are at the Watipi building, 15 Railroad Avenue, and guess what it is? Guess what it was? It was the station. Berlin, New York. Appears, yeah, American Legion meets here. A couple of boarded up windows. Right up there would have been the name board. Right across from the fire department. Here on Railroad Avenue. A lot of... Berlin was quite a big town. Some bumping loading docks here for trucks. There was a couple of doors, one right there, one right here. I smell weed. You smell that everywhere you go these days. Oh, look what we got up top there. Way up there, we got an insulator, wooden insulator peg. Awesome. I'm glad to see it's still here. It's used as a community center now. Here's where they do their chicken. So it looks like Berlin was quite a town. That's town center down there. Looks like there's a mill of some sort up there, so we had some industry. It's got a main street. It's an actual village. Let's go check it out. Okay, so the station's right back there. We are on the bed. It goes into this commercial industry area here. Got a lot of little sidings, I'm sure, that were in there, and spurs that led to different buildings for this manufacturing place. But I did find something really interesting here still remaining, and that's what we do here. We find stuff. It had a sign on it, had a light. This was electrified, and just beyond it is private road. Do not enter. Enter on company business only. So there's a lot of people down in there working, so I'm not going to try it. But they've got a scale, so they're still operating here. Berlin. Stumbled upon some back roads and found this cool old arch bridge. That's the Little Hoosick River down there. It says there Taconic Trail. Kind of a cool old bridge to be out in the middle of nowhere here. Really, really architecturally significant. I am not quite even sure exactly where I am. I know I'm in between Berlin and Petersburg. So there you have it, Taconic Trail. That's quite an old sign. That's new. Yeah. I would imagine at some point in time. Oh boy. Wow. Look at those holes down there. Oh boy. That is awesome. Yep, little side trip. Never know what you're going to find. Well, that is a cool building here on Sawyer's Lane. Wherever Sawyer's Lane is. That's Route 22 out there. Let's get back to where we're going. Alright, well, where we were on that bridge, that's Route 2. That's known as the Taconic Trail. We are in Petersburg. This is Depot Road, and it says Depot Road Town Park, but it's closed. I do believe we're sitting on the rail bed right here, and this is Petersburg. This is the old hamlet of Petersburg. Alright, this is road, Automobile Road here, I believe. And I believe those two abutments are rail. That is the rail bed. We're just north of Petersburg. That's the rail bed. This is an old road, highway bridge, automobile bridge. And it's pretty squishy under my feet. Oh boy. I don't like it. Nice clean water. Yep, so this was the highway. Right there where Sam is sitting. This is Bentley, I believe it's called Bentley Lane. Bentley Road, Bentley Lane. Just north of Petersburg. Let's go down in the woods. Yeah. Down in the woods. Oh yeah, here we go. Here you go, guys. Telegraph pole. Right there. Telegraph pole. Hollowed out. Uh-huh. So, that's what we were just walking on. That's highway. And this is rail. Let's go up on the corridor. We are on the Rutland corridor right here. And this is it. Boom. North to North Petersburg. Where I'm hoping we can see some train action on the old Boston and Maine, currently CSX. It comes from Mechanicsville and goes on over and goes out through the Hoosick Tunnel. Let's go. We were just standing up there, just giving you a quick shot down here at grade level. Now, of course, this concrete goes back. Oh, let's grab a piece of slag from the Rutland. I don't have any yet. Now I do. This concrete goes back to around 1910, 1912. Would have been stone. 19, oh, I was off. We got a date. We got a date. Put your good clothes on. Can you see it right there? 1922. 1922. Rutland Railroad. It's nice and peaceful here. I'd like to be sitting on that log right there, dangling my feet, just kind of dangling my feet like that there, eating my sandwich. But that water's cold. That's Boston and Maine vintage. Okay, Petersburg Junction. We're on the Rutland, right here. It doesn't look like much to you on your screens, but I'm standing on a roadbed. And right there is Boston and Maine. So, heading south, Rutland crossed Boston and Maine. We have to find that spot. So this was CSX now, was Pan Am, possibly Guilford before that, Boston and Maine before that. Not sure if Guilford slid in there or not. I'll have to look in the record books, but definitely CSX to Pan Am to Boston and Maine, with possibility of Guilford being in between there. Beautiful day. It's warmed up to about 22. There's a stiff breeze blowing here now off this field, and we're still looking. Right there is Rutland, right there. That's the one I was just on, and we're looking for the point. It's getting closer. It's getting closer to us. Getting closer to Boston and Maine. We're looking for St. Petersburg Junction. We got ties in the road right here. And I'm saying, right here, this concrete, right here, this is 100%. We just came from up there. This is 100% in line. These ties and this concrete is 100% in line, and in line there to cross right down there. This is Rutland I'm standing on. This is guaranteed Rutland right here. So a truck full of guys just stopped by here and they were talking with me. I didn't have them on air. They said, hey, turn that camera off. I said, no problem. But they told me, once they warmed up to me, etc., that they had no idea of any Rutland Railroad. They were younger guys, so I cut them some slack. And I explained to them what I was doing and what was there, and they were pretty impressed, and they thought, oh, we never knew that. They never knew about the ties in the road there. So I said, this was Petersburg Junction. This is where the Rutland crossed the Boston and Maine. And he now told me, which is pretty incredible, he told me that in 23, I think June or July, when CSX bought from Pan Am, CSX cannot own certain trackage rights over here, so they actually sold to G&W, Genesee and Wyoming. So he works for G&W. So this is now G&W, Genesee and Wyoming. I said, don't ever try to make sense of any railroads, because there were consolidations and mergers and buyouts and incorporations and abandonments and closures and reopening under a certain name. But we are right here. That's North Petersburg down there. This makes sense to be somewhere in here. I'm not quite sure exactly where, but somewhere right here is Petersburg Junction. I followed the road, that turn in the road right there. Boom, this is Petersburg Junction. That old gem of a house over there with his old barns was here, and this was Petersburg Junction. So I will post the only picture I could find, and it's pretty cool. It's an old diesel on the Rutland crossing right around in here. Awesome. We found it. Nice. Can you read that? It's a Portic rail and flange lubricator. Yep, so what this does, this crankshaft right here. Ooh, gooey grease. Don't drop the GoPro in that, Russ. It pumps hydraulics into that, and it greases the flanges right here. They have them periodically placed. Ooh, see all that out there? That's all cow manure. Ah, smells good. Can you smell it from your comfy chairs? Just came from back there. That's Indian Massacre Road over there. This is south. I was thinking, quite possibly, if this indeed was Petersburg Junction, but I don't think so. I'm pretty sure we were at the right spot back there. It's the Hoosick River here. So it's not CSX. It's now G&W, Genesee and Wyoming, named for two counties out in western New York. It's an old Boston and Maine bridge right here. Yep. I'm looking at the date there. That's 1979. This is all brand new. Class 1 G&W, Boston and Maine, CSX, Guilford. Yep, they all ran on this. All right, let's go head into Vermont. An old Divco, lettered up Freihoffers. She's still there, Cliff. gem is the Walloomsac Inn. On the outskirts of Old Bennington. Used to be a big sign right there that said Walloomsac. Well, alright, we made it to Bennington, Vermont. There's the roadbed coming in from the south, the Corkscrew. Sam, of course, is sitting right on it. And looky, we've got a little plaque. Oh, somebody wants me. It reads, when wealthy North Bennington resident Chanor Park purchased the Bennington-Rutland Railroad, he found that the railroad barons of the Troy and Boston Railroad refused him access to their New York lines. Rather than fight this monopoly, Park built a rail line from Bennington to Lebanon Spring, New York, where he could transfer his trains to southbound rails while bypassing Troy. The dozens of tight turns over 40 miles of hilly terrain gave this stretch of railroad the name Corkscrew. Passenger service was canceled in 1931 and the line was officially abandoned in 1953. Remnants of the old railbed can be seen where it crossed the highway at this point. Right there. Right by the Bennington Museum. What do you think? We get in, Sam, and just drive down? Looks like people do. Oh, I would be remiss if I didn't give you this mountain scene. Those are the Green Mountains, folks. And they got snow on top of them. That's a power line cut. That's Bennington down here. Let's go see if we can find North Bennington. There's the Bennington Monument on Monument Hill. Now let's go find North Bennington. Okay, we've arrived. North Bennington. 1880 this station was built. Wow. Awesome. So, this is the active line. Let's go this way. Yeah. What a gorgeous station. Village of North Bennington Trustee's Office. See if I can get that where you can freeze frame it and read that. Guy's looking at his watch. Here's the building from this end. This has got to be one of the most ornate stations I've seen in a long, long time. Long time. Single track that way. Switch is thrown. For the main line, there's another station over there. Let's go check that one out. Looks like Poulin Grain has a grain mill here. There's all your hoppers and silos over there. Oh boy. Rutland, Rutland, Rutland. Double switches are thrown. That's awesome right there. Cool, huh, guys? Well, there's a siding over here. Let's check that out. Well, this was our destination today, North Bennington. We left home, headed for here, with a bunch of stops on the way. Yeah, these haven't seen any tree in a long time. That tree is the bumper. Let's go check out that other station. Well, it looks like that is the Vermont Railway station, at least that end of the building, that end right there. And we get a couple of old corn binders in there, inner smashables. There's a CP rail, some grainers and hoppers over there. A&K Agri Services, covered wagons. Yeah, this is a cool building in and of itself. Yeah, man. North Bennington Vermont Railways office down there at the end. There's another one. So, North Bennington. Oh, look at these nice windows. Broken out. Leaded glass. I don't know. I like this one. What do you like better? Big fancy one or this one? I like this one. This is more me. This kind of fits us better, doesn't it? Yeah, rusty and crusty. Yeah. This is the North Bennington yard right here. Yep. Got some maintenance away equipment on it. Got a couple grainers sitting over there. So you see that? Let's see. See that grainer there? See the hole on the bottom right? That hole? That's where old hobo shoestring crawls in, cuddles up and sleeps for the ride. There's your usual paraphernalia here. Alright, well, looks like it boils down from the yard down to 2 and then ultimately back down to 1, heading south there. Active line here, North Bennington. We made it. It's a Saturday, so there's not much action going on. This building here, if the walls could talk, they'd have a lot to say. Those old transom windows above these 2 doors here. Alright, I'm going to probably get back to Sam and wrap up this video. Alright, like to thank y'all for sticking with us on this video. I have a sneaking suspicion it's going to be a long one. I'll see what I can do to boil it down. Anyway, made it to North Bennington. Hopefully you had a good trip with me from your comfy chairs. I'm frozen. I need to go find something to eat. From North Bennington, ciao for now. Thanks.